If you ask 10 people what the Miami real estate market looks right now, you will probably get 10 different answers. Some say that we're heading to a crash. Others say that now is the best time to buy. Some sellers think that they missed the opportunity, and many buyers think they should keep waiting. Then you have the news. One headline says buyers should keep waiting. The next one says prices will take off again. So, which one is it? Because if you're thinking about buying or selling in Miami, the wrong decision could cost you thousands of dollars or maybe the opportunity you were waiting for. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what the headlines are not telling you, what is really happening in the Miami market, and what buyers and sellers should be paying attention to before making their next move. Because there is a big difference between a market that's changing and one that is crashing. I'm Belmis Montesino, broker of Iconic Miami Realty. If this is your first time here, welcome. One of the reasons I created this channel is because I realized real estate can be overwhelming, especially when everyone seems to have a different opinion. My goal with this video today is not to convince you to buy a home today or to sell your home tomorrow. My goal is to help you understand what is happening, so when it's the right time for you, you can make an informed decision. So let's put the headline aside for a minute and let's see what is really happening in the Miami market. I think one of the biggest reasons people are confused about the market today is because they keep comparing it to the market from a few years ago. And honestly, they're not the same market. A few years ago, houses were selling incredibly fast. It wasn't unusual to see multiple offers in just a few days. Buyers were competing against each other. People were waiving inspection and paying over asking price. It felt like the homes were selling themselves. Today's market is completely different. Homes are taking longer to sell. Buyers have more options. Negotiations are happening again, and sellers have to be much more intentional about pricing and presentation. The important question is not if this is actually good or bad. The important question is, what does this actually mean? Here's what I think the headlines are misleading. A changing market is not a crashing market. Those are two different things. When people hear that homes are staying longer on the market or buyers are negotiating again, it's easy to assume that something is wrong with the market. But in reality, it's just the market returning to a healthier balance. Instead of one side having all the power, buyers and sellers are meeting somewhere in the middle. That's not necessarily a bad thing. For many people, it's creating opportunities that simply were not there a couple of years ago. If you're thinking about buying, this market gives you something many buyers haven't had in a while. Time. Time to visit multiple homes, time to compare neighborhoods, time to ask questions, time to make one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. You may also have more opportunities to negotiate. That could mean negotiating repairs after inspection, seller concessions, or simply having conversations that weren't possible when you had 10 competing offers before. But I also want to share an important reminder. Don't spend so much time waiting for the perfect market that you miss the right opportunity for you. The best time to buy isn't the same for everyone. It's when you're financially prepared, your goals are clear, and the home fits your needs. Now, if you're thinking about selling, this market requires a little more strategy and intention than it did a few years ago. Pricing matters, presentation matters, professional photography matters, marketing matters. The days of putting a house in the market and expecting multiple offers in a weekend is not a reality for every property anymore. That doesn't mean homes aren't selling. It means buyers have choices. And when buyers have choices, every detail matters. The homes that are priced correctly, presented well, and marketed effectively are still attracting a strong interest. The homes that aren't often sit on the market longer than expected. One thing I always tell my clients is this: real estate is not about trying to perfectly predict the market. It's about making decisions that make sense for your life. The media talks about national trends. Your friends share their opinions, but you shouldn't make decisions based on someone else's situations. It should be based on your goals, your finances, your timeline, your family, because at the end of the day, those are the things that matter the most. So, what is the bottom line? The Miami real estate market is not the same market we experienced a few years ago. It's becoming more balanced. For buyers, this means more opportunities, more negotiating power, and more time to make thoughtful decisions. For sellers, this means that strategy matters more than ever. And for everyone, it means that it's more important to understand what is actually happening than to react to the latest headlines. Because when you understand what is actually happening, you can make decisions with confidence instead of fear. Whether you're thinking about selling or buying, or you simply wanted to understand the Miami real estate market, I hope today's information helped bring a little clarity to the conversation. The buyers and sellers that make the best decision aren't necessarily the one that knows everything. They are the one that have the information to make the right decisions and the right team guiding them every step of the way. Because buying or selling a home, you should never feel like you're doing it alone. If you found this video useful, I would love for you to subscribe, because every week I will break down another real estate topic in a way that is useful and easy to understand. And if you have a question about the real estate market that you would like for me to cover in future episodes, leave it in the comments below. I would love to make a video about it. If you feel like someone can benefit from this information, feel free to share, like, and hype this video.